Hello, everyone, and welcome to the third video in this unit on circles. So today we're going to be talking about applying all of the different formulas we have for circles. So we have a formula for the area, for the radius, and for the circumference. And we're going to need to use these formulas in kind of creative ways to solve some different problems. So remember, you can access these formulas in Unit 6 in the notes, slide 6 in the Unit 8 notes, and you can also just Google what's the formula for the area of a circle if you ever forget. But I'd recommend just bookmarking this tab or something so you can always come back to it. We're going to go right into some examples in IXL. So this is the third skill in this unit. It's area and circumference of circles. This is going to be kind of a review from last time. This is asking us the radius of a circle is 2 feet. What is the circle's area? So we want to find the area. So we're going to use the formula for the area. That will be this one. A equals pi r squared. So let's go ahead and do it. A equals pi times r squared. Remember, the first step is just to substitute in the information we have. We don't have A, that's what we're trying to figure out. We're using 3.14 to approximate pi. So 3.14, and that's going to be times the radius squared. The radius in this problem is 2. It's going to be times 2 squared. Next step, we just evaluate it. So to do this, the first step we have to do is the exponents. We always do exponents before we multiply. So 2 squared, that is going to be 4. And then we have 3.14 times 4. Don't try and do this math in your head unless you want to. Just go ahead, type into Google what is 3.14 times 4, and you will get the answer 12.56. So you know the area of this circle is 12.56. Let's see if we got it right. You got it. All right. Now a new problem. I'm actually going to jump a level up because that one looked a little easy. And sorry, I'm trying to find a good example. Let's go back to this one. The radius of a circle is 1 foot. What is the circle's circumference? So let's check our formulas. The circumference is the distance all the way around the edge. Circumference is equal to 2 pi r. So this is the formula we're going to be using. C equals 2 times pi times r. So let's use it. C equals 2 pi r. Same thing as before. First thing we want to do is substitute in the numbers we know. 2, already a number, nice and easy, times pi, 3.14, as always. And finally, times the radius, which is just 1 foot. There's no exponents here, so we can just do all of the multiplication together. 2 times 3.14 times 1, that is going to be equal to 6.28. So what this is telling us is the circumference, the distance all the way around the outside of the circle. Wow, I did a terrible job outlining that circle. Is going to be 6.28 feet. So again, let's check it. 6.28. Submit. Fantastic. Okay, now here's where it gets a little more difficult. This time it's giving us the diameter, and in fact, we have to find the circle's circumference. Well, to use the formula for the circumference, we need the radius. So this is where we need to work backwards. Remember that the radius is equal to the diameter divided by 2. And so we'd first need to divide by 2 in order to find the radius, and then use that to find the circumference. I go over how to do that in the last video if you need help. But I actually want to skip ahead and do kind of one challenging problem. This one where you have to work backwards a bit. So this one tells us the circumference of a circle is 25.12 yards. What is the circle's radius? So this is where we're going to need to use a little algebra to figure it out. Because we don't have a formula for the radius. The radius is something we want to use in these other formulas. We do have this formula, but we don't have the diameter either. So we're going to use this same formula and kind of work backwards. Circumference equals 2 pi r. So it always starts off the same. Write the formula you're going to use. C equals 2 pi r. All right, what is the circumference? We know that this time, so we can put in 25.12 equals 2 times pi, that's 3.14, times r. And we don't have r, but this is what we're actually trying to figure out, right? The problem is asking us, what is the circle's radius? This is what we want to know. What is r? So we're going to need to do a bit of algebra here to get r all by itself. So the first thing you can do is simplify this. 2 times 3.14 is 6.28. And that is equal to 25.12. Excuse me, 6.28 times r is equal to 25.12. Now remember, we're trying to get r alone. We have 6.28 times r. How do we get rid of this times 6.28? What is the opposite of multiplication? What is the inverse operation? Dividing. So we're going to divide by 6.28. Whatever we do on one side, we have to do it on the other. So we're going to divide by 6.28. So that's going to cancel out these numbers. 25.12 divided by 6.28. I don't even want to do that on a piece of paper, so I'm just going to type it into a calculator. 25.12 divided by 6.28. And that is going to equal 4. Over here, we're just left with r. So we have our answer that the radius is 4. So we took the formula. We already had the answer, but then we had an equation that we could use to work backwards to find the answer. 4 yards, submit. I hope that's helpful. There's going to be other problems like this one, where you have to work backwards. You get the area, you have to work